Hello students, today's topic is hydrogen bonding. This is the last topic of this unit, chemical bonding and molecular structure. So, first of all, what do we mean by this term hydrogen bonding? As the name is suggesting, definitely hydrogen is present in this bond. It plays an important role. So, one thing, presence of hydrogen is must. Before coming to the definition, I will try to explain this topic with the help of few examples so that you can easily write the definition on your own even. For example, if I take hydrogen fluoride molecule, hydrogen fluoride molecule. So children, you know well that hydrogen fluoride is a molecule in which single covalent bond is present between hydrogen and fluorine. And that single covalent bond is a polar covalent bond. Why polar? Because fluorine is highly electronegative element, and as compared to fluorine, hydrogen is a electropositive element. So fluorine attracts this shared electron pair towards itself. And when the shared electron pair is attracted towards fluorine, due to the attraction of shared electron pair towards fluorine, fluorine becomes slightly negative and hydrogen becomes slightly positive. Means delta negative and delta positive charges appears. This is called bond polarity. So bond polarity is present in case of HF. Now this HF molecule, similarly other HF molecules are also there. Same kind of shifting of electron pair is there like this. So this negative end of first molecule and positive end of second molecule, they attract towards each other, but as these are slight charges, partial charges, these are not complete charges. So this is a very weak force of attraction, and this weak force of attraction formed due to opposite charges, this weak force of attraction, this is termed as hydrogen bond. We call this force as hydrogen bond. But don't get confused. It's not a real bond. Although we are calling it hydrogen bond, but it's not a real bond. Why not real? Because it is neither formed by transference of electrons nor by sharing of electrons. This is simply formed due to weak force of attraction between the opposite poles. And as hydrogen is involved, that's why we call this bond as hydrogen bond. So children, I think now it's clear what do we mean by hydrogen bond. That whenever a covalently bonded hydrogen atom comes in between two highly electronegative atoms, then weak force of attraction develops due to the presence of opposite poles. And this weak force of attraction is termed as hydrogen bond. You can easily write in your own language even now when the concept is clear to you. Similarly, this fluoride remains attracted towards the hydrogen of another molecule as it is a weak force. That's why we are showing it with the help of dotted line. Similarly, this hydrogen remains attracted towards the previous molecule in this way. You can represent the formation of hydrogen bond. After knowing what do we mean by hydrogen bond, we should know what are the conditions where hydrogen bond is formed. So, let us discuss those conditions for the formation of hydrogen bond. There are two major conditions for the formation of hydrogen bond. These two are, the first one, hydrogen should be bonded with highly electronegative element. Electronegativity of that element should not be less than 3. So, which elements fulfill these conditions? Yes, try to give me a list. How many? 3, 4? Few people are saying 3, few are saying 4. Okay, let me clear this. These are highest electronegative element of periodic table, that is fluorine. After fluorine, next highest electronegative element is oxygen. The next one is nitrogen. The electronegativity of fluorine is 4. That for oxygen is 3.5. For nitrogen is 3. So these are the 3 elements. If hydrogen is bonded with any of these 3, it will form hydrogen bond. But now, some children must be thinking that, man, you are saying for 3 and chlorine also has same electronegativity, then why you are not giving the example of chlorine here? Why you are talking about only these 3? Yes, children, you are thinking in right direction. But wait for some time. I will give you second condition. And when I will give you second condition, you can easily tell me why chlorine cannot form H bond. What's the reason for this? Although in organic chemistry there are certain cases where chlorine is also involved, but the reason is different for that case. That we will discuss when we discuss organic chemistry. Now in physical chemistry, simply think these are the 3 elements where hydrogen bond is formed. Why not chlorine? That we will be discussing in our next condition. That is second condition for the formation of hydrogen bond. This second condition is small atomic radii. Yes, now I think you can easily answer why chlorine cannot form H bond, although its electronegativity is comparable to that of nitrogen. Clear, my dear children? Because it doesn't fulfill the second condition. That's why. So it's a very good question. If comes in exam, now you have a valid reason why chlorine cannot form hydrogen. So, here both the conditions. One, the element should have high electronegativity. That is not less than 3. And second condition for formation of hydrogen bond, that is small atomic radii. So, these are the 3 elements which fulfill both the conditions. That's why hydrogen forms H bond when it comes with any one of these 3 elements. Now quickly try to give me few examples where H bonds are formed. One I gave you HF. Can I say HCl? No, now you know not. Why not? It's clear. So any example where hydrogen is coming with oxygen. Hydrogen is forming a covalent bond is oxygen. The universal solvent. Yes, what is that universal solvent? Water. Correct. Next, where hydrogen is coming with ammonia. Nitrogen. It is coming with nitrogen. That is, I gave you answer, ammonia. There are so many other cases also. You can try to find more examples where hydrogen is coming with these elements and forming H bond. So now just discuss these cases, that how H bond is formed in these cases. How do we represent that formation of H bond? For that, first show the bonding in these cases. We talked about hydrogen fluoride molecule. Now just check the case of water molecule. Yes children, which one is more electronegative? Yes, oxygen is more electronegative, right? And in fact I can say hydrogen is most electropositive non-matter. Got it? If you write hydrogen is most electropositive, wrong answer, incomplete statement. Most electropositive among non-metals. Very important point, children. Try to keep in your mind. So, as it is the most electropositive non-metal, so the shared electron pair of hydrogen and oxygen, it remains shifted towards oxygen. Right now, remains shifted towards oxygen, giving partial negative charge to oxygen and slight positive charge to hydrogen. Now, due to the presence of these charges, again, electrostatic force of attraction develops between the neighboring molecules. So, the hydrogen of this first molecule and similarly this one remains attracted towards the neighboring molecule. So, this is another water molecule. Same charges. Don't forget to show these charges. And then again, keep on extending this network like this. In this way. These all dotted lines which we are showing, they are representing hydrogen bond. Now seem to be easy to make hydrogen bond. This hydrogen bond is responsible for so many characteristics, especially in organic chemistry, when we will be discussing the reasoning based question. I can say 30% reasoning based questions we can easily solve if we know the concept of hydrogen bonding. That we will be talking in detail when we discuss the concepts of organic chemistry. But you should know this concept to solve those reasoning based questions. Clear? So, come to the next, ammonia. If we take the case of ammonia, how do we represent H bond in case of ammonia? Just try in your notebooks. Nitrogen is covalently bonded with 3 hydrogen. Draw the another neighboring molecule. So, which is more electronegative? Of course, nitrogen. Hydrogen, as we discussed, most electropositive non-metal. So, the shared electron pair remains shifted towards nitrogen. Just shift towards nitrogen, giving slight negative charge to nitrogen, slight positive to hydrogen. Now, I think you find this very simple. And due to the presence of opposite poles, weak force of attraction. This weak force of attraction is hydrogen bond. Clear? Sure. In this way, you can represent hydrogen. I think now this concept is absolutely clear to you people. Moving forward. How many types of hydrogen bonds are there? There are 2 types of hydrogen bonds. These 2 types are intermolecular hydrogen bond and intramolecular hydrogen bond. Yeah, children, which are 2 types? The one is intermolecular H bond. The second type is intramolecular H bond. Now, what is this intermolecular? What is this intramolecular? To understand about inter and intra H bond, first try to think about these terms inter and intra. What do we mean by these terms? try to think generally where do we use these terms? Can you give me few cases where very often we use these terms? Yes, suppose you have any kind of competition between two schools. We call this inter-school competition. But when the competition is there within the children of the same school, we call this intra-school competition. Yes, no? I think now these terminologies are clear. Or I can give you more examples. Like, if I want to compare my own score or any parameter, like if I talk about myself, I'm very fond of cycling. But I never compare myself with my husband or with anyone else. I always give a target to myself that, yeah, today this was my target. Last week this was my target. Next week I have to improve my target. Clear? Similarly, I give challenges to myself that yes, this week I have done 10 Surya Namaskars. Next week I have to do 12 or 13. But I never try to compare myself with any other guy. In fact, we should never do this. We should try to raise our own bars. And this is the healthiest way to improve yourself. Clear? So whenever I'm trying to compare me with myself only, I give target to myself only. This is a case of intra. Inter, when I try to compare me with other, that yes, I have done 10 Surya Namaskars and the second person is doing 15. How it is so? No, I should never do this. But this is the case of inter. Clear, children, now the difference between inter and intra. So intermolecular H bond is the H bond which is formed between two molecules. Like suppose I'm saying I have molecule A and second molecule is B. First molecule is A, second molecule is B. So if the H bond is formed between two A, case of inter or intra? Inter. If the H bond is formed between A and B, case of inter or intra? Again inter. Inter means between two. Those two molecules, they can be same, like A is making with A, such as water is making with water, ammonia is making with ammonia, second ammonia. Clear? First HF is forming with second HF, or it can be between two different, like the H bond is formed between water molecule and ammonia molecule. We can represent this like this. Suppose this is a water molecule and this one is ammonia molecule. Again, next water molecule and then give the charges, slide positive and negative. Weak force of attraction, show that between opposite poles, like this. Try to explain this. So here, H bond is formed between two, but these two are different. Means the cases can be homo or they can be hetero. Right? But whenever this is formed between two, this is termed as intermolecular. Means when you are comparing yourself with other, that becomes inter. Note a healthy competition. Right? So with these type of simple examples, it becomes very easy for us to learn the difficult concepts of chemistry. But chemistry becomes very interesting when we try to relate it with the common things. And this is what I'm trying to do. Now, Clear the case of intermolecular? Now we will be talking about intramolecular H bond. Intra, I told you, with yourself or within the same molecule. If I talk in terms of chemistry, when H bond is formed within the same molecule, this type of H bond is termed as intramolecular hydrogen bond. Now take examples for intramolecular hydrogen bond. The first example which I try to give you is orthonitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol seem to be very difficult example, isn't it? Yes, I can say for you, because this is the beginning of chemistry for you people. You haven't done the organic chemistry till now. That's why for you it's difficult. But for a 12th class student, this is nothing. This is so simple. So don't worry children. Slowly and slowly, I will take up you to that level where it becomes very simple and easy for you. But for this time, I'm giving the structure to you. That is, phenol is a molecule in which alcohol group is attached with benzene ring. All of you know benzene. What is this? Because you have done in 10th class. You know? This is benzene. As well as you know the symbol of alcohol group. That is OH. Yeah. So this becomes phenol. Now nitro group is also attached with phenol. So give nitro group to phenol. And this nitro group is present on which position? O stands for ortho. This is present on ortho position. Now what is this ortho? Ortho is first and second position. Is termed as ortho. So if I give NO to this position is ortho. If it comes at this first, second, third position, it becomes meta. It comes at this fourth position, it becomes para. But don't worry, we don't have to do this right now. We will be doing it? Yes, correct. Organic chemistry. Very interesting part of chemistry. Now, in this orthonitrophenol, you can see hydrogen comes closer to the electronegative oxygen. So, this delta positive end, this is delta negative end. So, due to weak force of attraction, again this hydrogen remains attracted towards this oxygen. So this weak force of attraction, as this is formed in the same molecule, this first molecule is not making H bond with second one. That's why this is termed as intramolecular hydrogen bond. Clear now this concept? In previous cases, H bond was formed between two molecules. That's why that was the case of intermolecular. But here this is formed within the same molecule. This orthonitrophenol is making H bond within itself. That's why this is a case of intramolecular hydrogen bond. Yeah, children, now tell me this concept of inter and intramolecular H bond is clear to all of you? No problem? If you want, I can take one more example. For example, if I take carboxylic acid. In the series of carboxylic acid, I will take benzoic acid. What is the symbol for carboxylic acid group? RCOOH. Yes, no? So this is benzoic acid. And if I take OH group at ortho position of this benzoic acid, again these two groups, H bond is formed. Right. So these are the cases where intramolecular hydrogen bond is formed. So with this, we come to the end of this unit. That is chemical bonding and molecular structure. I hope the videos were useful to you. So Again, try to revise all the videos, just go through all the topics so that this unit seems to be very simple to you because it's a very, very important unit of chemistry. Thank you.